Dear friends, once again, thank you for always visiting this platform. If you are new here, my name is Comfort Confor, and this is Empowerment Talks. Today, we shall be listening to a very special guest or very special guests of honor. And these two ladies, they are co-authors of a book which they title Echoes of Women's Tears. And guys, I don't know what you think, but it's a bit something really interesting. If the tears of a woman sound so loud that they have to echo back to you, I think there is a cause for concern. So kindly subscribe, put some thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, and thank you for those who have subscribed, stay tuned, listen to these women, hear them out, and let's hear what they have to say about echoes of women's tears. And so guys, I have the honor to present to you Madame Marianta Njomia and Margaret Kisa. Sisters, you are welcome to Empowerment Talks.
Thank you.
Marianta, welcome.
Thank you, my Comfort. Thank you for having us on your platform. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you to your viewers. Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to this session. Greetings, Margaret. Good to have you on board.
Greetings, ladies. We meet again. This is an important situation, important information that we have to share with our viewers. So we are happy to be here under difficult circumstances, and we hope that you will stay with us and listen to what we have to say. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, dear sisters. The pleasure is mine. We're always happy to talk to people here. And dear people, as we know, as we call our platform Empowerment Talks, Empowerment Platform, these are a set of women who do empower people, and equally they need to be empowered, because from what I have heard them say and what they have to tell us, their hands are full. And it takes a team like ours. It takes a company like ours, which has a heart, which is built for a heart for humanity, for humans, to listen to these women, because only a team, a formidable team like us can come to their aid and do what Ash expects us to do to human beings. So that said, Madame Gertrude, can you please tell us a bit about yourself? Thank you.
Oh, my name is Gertrude Kisa. I am the board chair for the ABC, and I've been working with in the struggle for the longest time. I'm concerned Amazonian, with love for my country immensely, with the hope of going back, with thinking of what I used to see growing up, that I want to see back and in a bigger and better way. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for letting us know. Iya Marianta, tell us too about yourself, please. Thank you.
Thank you, my Comfort. My name is Marianta Njomia. I'm a mother as well as all of you too. I'm a mother. I'm also the chair for our charity Friends of British Southern Cameroons, and education is my passion. I am a teacher by profession, so the education of the children of Southern Cameroons is also at the forefront of my mind. So I am dedicated to providing educational services for them, wherever they are, either whether in the refugee camps or those that are internally displaced.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, ladies, for telling us a bit about yourself. We know that this is new on this platform, but you have a few more things to tell us so that we understand exactly where you are coming from, because you are using words like refugees, internally displaced. That is what interests us as a humanitarian company. And so we would like to know more. But before we get there, we want to take one step at a time. Why did you write a book and title it Echoes of Women's Tears? Margaret, please.
Thank you, my Comfort. Well, you know, a mother is always in the middle of the family, is the center of the family. If anything happens, the mother takes charge. The mother needs to see that everybody is comfortable in the home. So as soon as the war, as soon as we were attacked and Our boys, the men, picked up arms or whatever they could to defend us, defend the household, and the women were left in charge. The women had to take charge of everything, of um, the household, so the women had to bear burdens that they were not used to. They didn't only have to take care of themselves and their children, they played the men's role and everything, and they were suffering and they were crying because this was such an uncertain world where they were, it's not just taking care of your children, but it's looking for safety. It's not like if your husband dies or something, you have your house, you say, okay, I have my house, let me go on and just work. But now it's displacement. That's why we are talking of internally displaced and refugees. Women, these struggles that the women have gone through during this period. That's why this book was written. It's just to demonstrate what it is that made us to write this book. What are the struggles that women have gone through or that women go through when a thing like this happens?
Okay, so thank you for letting us know. Iya Marianta, do you have something to add to that, please? Because she says you are here to recount. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, my comfort. Yes, indeed, we're here to show the world that as women, mothers, we feel the pain of all those mothers who are suffering in the bushes, in the refugee camps, women who have lost children, who have lost their sons, their husbands. We feel the pain also of our sisters who have lost their lives through trying to give birth in the forests, overcome all sorts of adversities, being pushed into conditions that no human being should be pushed into through no fault of their own. We feel that pain. We're pouring our hearts out. We're sharing those tears. The tears are hot. The tears are real. And we just want the world to know that we are Amazonian women, Southern Cameroonian women, are trying to speak to all of you because we all have a heart. The women all over the world who know what pain you go through when you lose children, when you lose your husband right in front of you. I mean, just imagine it. We've not had to go through it, but you can imagine what it would be like if some thugs broke into your house and molest your children right in front of you, kill your husband right in front of you, your young sons who had their whole future ahead of them. Imagine what you would feel like. How would you feel? Can you comprehend the pain? That's the pain from where we're talking from. That's where we're at.
Okay, so I would like to make a follow-up. Is it something that is ongoing, or is it something that has happened, or just let us know exactly? Mama Renta, if you can, please.
Yeah, thank you, my comfort. So this book, Echoes of Women's Tears, which we have all written, and my comfort, you're one of the co-authors. So you did a brilliant job. We've did a brilliant job writing this book. Very in-depth details of what has happened. It is ongoing. The genocide has been ongoing. This is the 5th year of the genocide with no signs of it ceasing. And meanwhile, the humanitarian condition becomes more and more dire. It's terrible. But there are steps that the international community can take to stop this. There is no need for innocent children to be dying. They have not committed any crimes at all. There is no need. During war, it's women and children that suffer the most. And why is it? Why is it that is it okay for us to sit back and do nothing? That's a challenge that we need to ponder upon. What can you do? The person that's watching, the person that's listening to us, what can you do? What would you expect from other people if you were in this position? If your family was being killed, if your family was stuck with no food, with no medication, with children haven't been to school for 5 years, how would you feel? Like, really, would you be happy if the other people acted like they don't care? So you need to think about what you would want from other people, and then you try and react equally, please. Is it that you want to talk to your government, to your MPs, to ask them to do something? Because at the end of the day, every human life is valuable. Whether we know the people or not, it's not okay for people to just lose life recklessly.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ian Marianta, for letting us know. Dear friends, if you are watching us now, this is Empowerment Talks. And today we are listening to these two ladies who happen to be co-authors of a book they title Tears or Echoes of Women's Tears. And they say they come from a country called the former British Southern Cameroons. And they want to make us understand. Thank you, sister, for taking up the book for us to see. And they want to make us understand that there is a humanitarian crisis, and they cry here because they are coming here to just cry for help because the burden is a bit too much to bear. And they think that this is a humanitarian platform. I thought that I should introduce them to us and let's see what we can do. But before we go ahead, before you let us know, you need to let us know exactly what is happening. What are exactly some of the things that your people are going through? You say there is genocide and so on, that is so much, but we need to know exactly what is going, what are the exact challenges, what are your people going through? Margaret.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to explain what our people have gone through or are going through. In 2016, we were attacked by La République, and the Dio of Manu wrote an order and asked the people of 16 villages. I'm talking of 16, 1 and 6, 16 villages to evacuate, or else something will happen to them, that he will not be responsible. And women carried their children and the only possession that they could take on their heads and left the country. This place is a border town where it is close to a neighboring country, Nigeria. And so these women carried all their worldly goods that they could muster, that they could carry, going to a strange land with nothing, with children. I still see a picture of a woman who had so many children. And when she was asked, she said, my sister died. And I don't only have my own children, I have her children. They were all babies. When I think of that woman, I still have tears in my eyes. I was so moved. This woman went to a place where she didn't know anybody in Nigeria, didn't have any home, any food, no money. These are villagers who work on their farms, they just harvest on a daily basis, come and eat. It's not like they have any money. They don't make a lot of money. They just make little money from selling a few produce from their farms. But most of these people are subsistence farmers. So when you take them away from their environment, you've taken everything from them. They have no way of livelihood. It's not like they live with money. So these women left, went to neighboring Nigeria, no home, no money, no food, nothing. Wow. Nothing. We had to scramble and be sending. What can you send to people like that? Thousands of people moved in there. Some of the people in Nigeria were kind enough to give them little places in their kitchens to stay, the abandoned houses, incomplete houses. Up till today, they have not really been stable because we are grappling with sustaining the people who are back home, who are not working, taking care of the boys who are fighting to defend homeland. And we have to feed these people. They've gone to Nigeria. These are farmers, agrarian people, but they don't have any means of working. That's not their land. Nobody is giving them, even if they give them a little land, it's not enough for them to have enough food and something to sell and make money. So it is a daily struggle for these women to have food for themselves, for their children, for have a place to stay, for medications. And the thing that hurt me so deeply was when we saw a woman make a video showing us how they use moss for sanitary pads. I didn't even know something like that happened. But this is thing that they had done in ancient time that a few women still remembered and brought it. And it moved me. It really touched my heart to see that in this day and age, people are using moss as sanitary pads. So these women don't even have the basic necessities. No soap to take a bath, no towel to clean themselves, no pads for women to use, nothing. I mean, completely nothing, only themselves and the little food that they carried. They eat it all in one day, and you're in another land. It is not like you go to Nigeria where they have a good pool of humanitarian assistance. So these people are suffering. That's why we are crying. And that's why we are here asking that we need help. We need help to make sure that these women with their children have a place to stay. We need help to make sure that they are eating on a daily basis. We need help to make sure that they have medical care, just basic medical care, and they are dying. They are dying and we need help. Please help us.
All right, I would like, I think maybe Ia Marianta would like to add, because before we go ahead to go into the more detail about what we need, the kind of things you need, and so on, Ia Marianta, I've listened to a lot from Margaret Road, and what strikes me more, I'm just smiling because we are in this together. I'm just coordinating this call, but I can't keep telling that I am a co-author of this book, and they are just telling our story. I can't close my eyes and imagine myself using moss for sanitary towels. So that is pathetic. So it's sad, but then while we're telling the story, we just want to continue to tell as we have started, as Margaret has said. Do you still have some other thing to add? What are some of the things that these people are going through before we finally say these are the type of things we need? Mama Marianta, please.
Thank you so much, Malcolm. Gosh, as Margaret was speaking, it just brings everything back to the surface. It's really difficult to think that our own brothers and sisters, families are going through this. But I think the most humbling thing of all of this is that it could have been me, it could have been you, it could have been Margaret in that situation. It could have been any of us in the situation. We're just lucky not to be there. So when you think about it that way, oh, wow, how would it be? Over here, we are so used to just going to the shop. We have the money, you just go get what you need. It's not even a question, it's not something to think about. But period poverty is a real problem in other parts of the world, just like what the women of Southern Cameroons in the refugee camps and those that are internally displaced are facing. Period poverty should not be a thing that should be ignored. It can be rectified. So, but how do we rectify it? It's terrible because the average refugee, I don't know if you know this, the average refugee only has the equivalent of $9, less than $9 to live on for 1 month. That's if they even get that money from UNHCR, the support that they're supposed to get. So think about it, $9 a month. What do? Do you feed your little children that you have? Do you clothe them? Do you feed them? Or do you get sanitary towels, which are about 800 Naira for a pack? So those are the hard choices that our women, our sisters, our mothers have to make, just to put things into perspective. That's why my charity, Friends of British Southern Cameroons, did a campaign on International Women's Day on the 8th of March this year to raise funds for their sanitary products. So that was, the fund drive was quite successful, but it's never enough. So we're constantly needing to support them. There are so many refugee camps. We need everyone's support to be able to reach all the women in the refugee camps. So think about it for ourselves. In a month, you need at least 1 pack a month, at least, plus all the like the tampons that we need, right? So like, let's be realistic. These women are suffering, and that's just a normal. Periods are a natural, regular occurring thing that they don't bring upon themselves.
Mhm.
And they have to struggle with that anymore. Imagine the anxiety of expecting a period, knowing that your period is coming and you don't have anything, and you have to resort to making sanitary pads out of moss, or sometimes they used to use the mattress foam to use. That is real suffering. We're not even talking about the medical needs yet. That is just a basic womanly thing that they need, and they're struggling to get that. That's why we're here at Women to ask for your support through purchasing this book, through supporting the charity Friends of British Southern Cameroon's work, which you can find on Facebook. I'm sure Mark Comfort will attach the links to like and follow and contribute. We wrote these books, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm also calling on, I am actually a co-founder of OnPassive as well. So I'm calling all fellow OnPassive founding members, especially the Amazonians, that please, as you gain some financial support, don't forget to pass it on to the people that need it the most. You can purchase the book for yourself, for your friends, your family, your MPs. This book is very educational because it tells the narrative of what's going on in British Southern Cameroon from the real perspective of women. Women are honest, women are protectors, women are educators. So we've used this opportunity to reach out to the rest of the world through this book. Support by purchasing this book on Amazon. If you use Amazon Smile, in fact, Amazon Smile, you can still get it, but with Amazon Smile, it allows you to actually choose a favorite charity so that whenever you purchase something from Amazon Smile, 0.5% of your purchase goes to your chosen charity. So for example, if you search Amazon Smile on your Google engine and you first sign up for it, it will ask you to choose your favorite charity. If you're in the UK or Ireland, Scotland, for example, because it's a UK charity, our charity is registered with the British Charity Commission, it will come up. You can choose us as a favorite charity. So whenever you make purchases, our charity will get a small percentage. And I need you to know that every single penny, every dime of our money that's raised goes straight for the refugees, goes to the IDPs. And at the moment, we're actually even trying to raise funds to provide educational resources for those children. In the refugee camps, even though the UNHCR allocates schools for the children within the host community, those children still need money for uniforms. Remember, they only get the equivalent of $9 per month. They still need money for uniforms. Some of those children are going to school just with their pants and vests. They are not adequately clothed to go to school. Some of them, not even some of them, the majority of them don't have food to eat before they go to school. I have spoken to the children in the refugee camps when we've done outreach in Adagam 1 refugee settlement. They told me from their own mouths, and my God, a 13-year-old child told me that, Auntie, sometimes we don't go to school because we're too hungry to go to school. So they can't go to school and learn because they haven't got food to even start the day off. Sorry, I am a teacher in the United Kingdom, okay? And I know that here, the schools have breakfast clubs for children to have something just to start the day. But those children, there's no breakfast club for them. Who is it? There is no PTA, there is no friends of the school's name or anything to support them. They're just there. They don't have uniform, they don't have food to even go to school, to even start to learn. Go to school. Do they even have the books? Simple pens, the resources, they don't have it. Oh my God. So
yeah, all right. I'll let you take a deep breath. I'll let you take a deep breath, Iya Maranta. I'm coming back to you. I understand we do whip this together, but I need to be courageous today because I'm running this show. I can't, so I hold my tears for now. And I hand over the microphone to Margaret Rose. Marianta says that she is talking about Friends of British Southern Cameroons in the UK. That is one of the ways we have been trying to raise funds to support these poor children. And there is much to it. So how else, what are the other sources of income or sources of support that we have so far, or you have so far, as to raise funds to get some provisions for the children, the basic needs for the suffering people? Margaret.
Thank you. In the United States, we have Hope Foundation. It's a 501(c)(3) organization where people can make their contributions. We are going to put that on the line for you guys to see the Hope Foundation. It's a 501(c), and we are asking people to please make contributions so that we can get just basic needs for these women and their children. At this point, we are just trying to get their basic needs. Marianta talked of the United Nations. The High Commission for Refugees, they have not registered all the members. They've registered about a quarter of our people. So even those people who are getting the $9, she says, they are few and far between. There are so many people who are not registered, and so they are not receiving any assistance. So we need other hands to provide that assistance. And that's why we are going through Hope Foundation, that people should make gifts, contribute, get some friends together. And if you go on the internet, you just put British Southern Cameroons, you will see the pictures that come out. You will see women carrying all their belongings that they can carry. Everything they have on this earth is on them. They don't have anything else. If you leave your home with just, let me even call it a suitcase, how long can you live with that? That suitcase carries your household goods, your bed, your food, your everything that you own in this world. How long can you live with that? So that's the situation. And you go to a place where you don't have a home to live, you don't have food, you have to start from scratch. You cannot even find a job. You are a refugee, you're not allowed to look for jobs. And you're competing with a country that has its own people who are unemployed. So are they going to give you a job, or they are going to give it to their own citizens? So those are some of the challenges that we have. And as Marianta was explaining, she was talking of a camp. There are different groups. There are people in different villages. Some villages are being discovered where people had gone there and nobody knew. So we have pockets of places with people that need to be found and assisted. So, and it is food that they need the most. It is not they need clothes, they need sanitary things, and home, body care and all those things. But the most important thing is just the food. And food is something that you cannot give people enough of. Everybody knows you can wear one dress for a week, for a month, or a year, and you wash it and sleep and dry it, get up in the morning, you wear it, whether it's dry or not, the heat on your body will make it dry. We are lucky that we are in Africa where it's always hot. So, but it's the food you have to eat every day. You have to eat every day. You cannot say, I ate yesterday, so I won't eat today. So we really need help. We really need help for these people to have food and medical attention. We have people who have trained, we have nurses who are there to assist. But if they do not have the medication, how do they assist? How do they give people medication? From where? people don't have money to go to a pharmacy and buy medication. So it is so important that we are asking that everybody should at least give us something, give something, make a donation. I mean, if you're buying the book, that's fine. The book is just $25. That will go to help some. But the main thing is the contributions, is the money that we need to keep the day-to-day running of people's lives. And then we are trying to see at a certain point where we can start helping these women to have some skills. If a person knows how to sew, maybe they can start sewing and people will come to them. They don't have marketable skills because these are real farmers from villages, so now we have to feed them. And as we are feeding them, we have to start thinking of training them, because when they go back to their homes, if you had seen, I don't know if you've been following this crisis, you will see that the military has burned down villages. So when these people are going back, they are not going to go back to their homes, to their villages where they have a house. Their houses have been burned. So we are now in the process of making sure they have food, they have medical treatment, they have clothing. Then we have to move now, start gravitating towards giving them skills, marketable skills. If they can cook enough to sell, if they can sew clothes, if they can, whatever, if they can get a piece of land and know what to plant that they can sell, we have to do all those things. So it is enormous, because at some point these people have to go back. It's not a matter of bringing them back to British Southern Cameroon, but they should come back able to maintain themselves, able to stand up and move. They should be able to come back and build a house for themselves, because all their houses are burnt. So this is an uphill battle that we really have to come out and beg, and really beg. Like I said, we have Hope Foundation in the United States of America. It's a 501c organization that you can make your donations to, and that will go a long way to help our people. Our people are really suffering. Our people are really suffering. And it is only individual initiative. People who have a heart, who can look at these things and say, wow, is this how human beings are living? And step in to help us. We appreciate any help that you can give. If you can organize some women in your church, in your social group, in whatever group you belong to, and just work and help us, please, we will appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Margaret. All right, Maranta, I think you want to say something. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. Margaret, thank you for all these different ways of elaborating on the ways that people can support. I just thought that we should just emphasize for our listeners, the people who are not in the United States, to explain what the 501c3 status is. So the Hope Relief Foundation is registered with the United States government. So if you own a company, for example, or you're an individual and you make donations to it, it will enable you to claim back some taxes off the donation that you give. So that's actually quite beneficial for individuals, and especially big companies or even small companies, where it will kind of financially, it helps you out better. So having that 501c status and you being able to contribute to the Hope Relief Foundation that has that status is beneficial to you. So you're not just giving, but you can also gain something back for yourself. So it's just worth pointing that out. So if you have businesses or assets in the US and you want to help, you can help like with double joy, because you're helping others, you're putting a smile on other people's faces, but you're also helping yourself in some way. Yeah, so that's for purposes. So it's Hope Relief Foundation.
Okay, thank you, Maranta, for making that great clarification. Before we end the show, I would like to ask, because Margaret says they will appreciate any help. So we want you to be precise. would you like people to support you with material things, or do you only appreciate help in financial terms? This is important for people to know. So, Maranta, if you would like to go first, please.
Okay, thank you very much. I think financial terms is the easiest way to support, because they can then use that money to buy the medication and buy the needs that they have at the time. The needs are always there. However, in the United Kingdom, for example, there are still some people that want to contribute books or clothes, especially children's clothes as well as adults, but children in particular, some toys. Our charity accepts that we ship them over to the internally displaced people and the refugees. So we have the facilities to ship some stuff. So I will accept support for both material resources and financial resources. All of those details are on our Facebook page, so you can make contact with us. Our email address is there. On Facebook, it's at capital F, lowercase o, capital B, capital S, capital C, and lowercase s. So at Forbes, with a little o.
No problem. I am going to pin all of the information on the comment section so people can easily click on it and then get to us. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's brilliant. So my comfort, there are also some schools, like my school has donated some science books, for example, to the charity, which that's already on the ground. It's already in Southern Cameroon. So if there are other schools that who are listening and you're thinking, oh yes, actually we've got X amount of resources, please give it to us, bring it, get in touch, and we'll quite happily come to collect and ship them off.
All right. So if you are in Leicester, I am in Birmingham. So if we have something in Birmingham, you can come here and pick them up. Is that what you mean? All right. All right. I think this is good to know. This is really good to know. Thank you for letting us. Do you still want to add something, or you want us to let Mara get?
Yeah, I just wanted to recap on some of the stats. So Margaret said lots of villages have been burned down. It's more than 400 villages. Can you imagine? That's like more than all the villages in Leicestershire. Just imagine all the villages in the West Midlands and East Midlands just burned down to the ground for nothing. So that's just to put things into put into perspective. More than 800,000 children have been out of education for 5 years. Okay, so 5 years of not any formal education. More than 2 million of our people have been internally displaced as a result of their homes being burned, as a result of them being attacked and killed. They've had to flee. More than 5,000 of Southern Cameroonians are prisoners of war. They've been unjustly arrested, taken to dungeons in the Republic of Cameroon, and even within our own territory, just been held illegally, detained for no reason. Okay, as of the refugees, more than 500,000 refugees are in Nigeria and the surrounding countries. More than 15,000 people have died. And when we talk about the refugees, I want us to picture this first, because how do they get to Nigeria to seek refuge? Some of those refugees had to walk on foot for more than a week. It depends on what part of Southern Cameroon they have to come from. So the parts that are closest to the Nigerian Southern Cameroon border, maybe 4 days of walking through the forest, encountering what you expect, all the animals that you expect, vicious animals. And some women through that process, my relatives included, having to seek refuge in the forest in a pregnant state and having to give birth in the forest. I mean, like, this is real. This is real. When it's not just talk, I am telling you, it's real. So the suffering that is ongoing is unbelievable, but we can do something about it. That's the whole point of this. It's about empowerment. We can empower ourselves, empower those refugees and empower those IDPs. Let them know that there are people out here that think about them. Let them know that there are people out here that know that their lives matter. When we campaign about Black Lives Matter, those are all Black people, by the way. Their lives matter greatly, because they have not done anything. The majority of these people are women and children, and they have nothing to do with any of the politics that have led them into this situation. They're just the most vulnerable victims of this genocide. And I think it takes me, you, all of us, including you watching, to stand up for them and give them a voice, because they are voiceless. We have to be their voices. We need to empower them. We need to support them. And we need to show that their lives have value and integrity. We need to give them the dignity that they need, because at the moment, due to the circumstances that they've been pushed into, they have, their dignity is gone, and that's not right. That's not fair.
All right. Thank you, Iya Marianta. So, Margaret, I'll just go back to where we started from. Yeah, it gets emotional, but that's just part of it, right? So, Iya Marianta says in the UK we can accept cash, we can accept financial support, as well as they've got facilities, they can ship things back home. So, how do you accept help from the side of the USA?
Yeah, in the USA, like I said, we have Hope Foundation. It's a 501c, a non-profit organization. Those who are in the United States know what that means. It means that you give your support and you can claim taxes. When you declare those things that you've contributed. So those in the United States understand what that is. So we generally like to take cash, because it is easy for cash to be used to buy exactly what is needed, what is in the locality. It helps when we have money, because we are also helping the host country. There has been a lot of criticism sometimes that the people send things that are not needed, and it stifles creativity or growth in the host country. So, but that notwithstanding, we have sent containers of goods, especially things like mattresses, what else?
Medication.
Medication, medication, household goods. But things like food, we would prefer to buy food right there, because they are locally grown. And so so that we are not wasting money in transportation. So those things that are really necessary that we don't have, we would not mind transporting them. But those things that we can get in the local economy, those people are helping them. We can help them by promoting their farmers, buying food from there, and getting those things that our people really need. Because if you bring something from here that people back there are not used to eating, it is counterproductive. People back home know exactly where they can get cocoyams, where they can get plantains and gari. Those are things that you cannot send from here. So in that case, the money is very important. We have organizations where you can pay money, and you ask, they'll tell you exactly how much a bag of gari costs, which is something that you don't have in America, and it's something that we eat a lot of in Africa. So they'll tell you what a bag of gari is. You pay, they supply it, and they take picture and show you and say, this is the gari that came from you. This is the oil that came from you. This is the fish. We have smoked fish. So it is good that we have money so that people can buy what it is in their locality and what they are used to eating. But by the same token, we will not mind if somebody is donating things that we don't have, like mattresses and other household goods, sanitary pads, because those sanitary pads come from here, they are shipped from here. But those things that are local, that can be locally made, we would prefer to buy them from home.
Right. Okay. All right, Marianta, yeah.
Thank you. I just want to make a final appeal, please, if you don't mind. There are a lot of victims of this genocide, and some in particular that if you search if you are non-Southern Cameroonians and you will search Mami Api, whom we call, is like she represents a grandmother to all of us. It could be any of our grandmothers or great grandmothers. She was burnt alive in when the Cameroon military burned some of the villages. She was unfortunately she was about 90. How old was she? She was very old, in her 90s. She couldn't see well. She could not escape the house in time. So that woman was burnt to death. We also have baby Martha, who was just about 4 months old. She was shot dead by the military. So this appeal that I'm making here, I want you to have these real pictures in your head. I want you to decide to make a difference in other children's life. Friends of British Southern Cameroons is running a fund drive for educational resources for these children, like I said earlier, in the refugee camps and the IDPs. There is no limit as to how much money we need for them. Okay, and we have a PayPal just giving fund link, which would mean that if you donate through that link instead of our regular PayPal account, you will not be charged any PayPal fees at all. So 100% of the money that you donate will go directly to those children. So please, please, please help us to raise those funds, because education is a key that empowers people, that will make a difference in any person's life. So if you really, really, really want to help the children of British Southern Cameroons, help by educating them. That's the biggest gift that you can give anybody, education. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. And dear friends, thank you for tuning in. Once again, this is Empowerment Talks with Comfort Comfort. So this evening, for those who joined in a bit later, these ladies in the house, including me, we are 3 of us actually, we write a book titled Echoes of Women's Tears. You can read me on chapter 11. You can only understand us better if you read through this book, because if we want to start to recount what we have written here, it's going to be tears and you will not hear us. You can't listen to us. But get a copy of Echoes of Women's Tears. Read me on chapter 11 and read them on their chapters all
Chapter
over.
8.
So if you know me, I am a passionate founding member of Unpassive. I am all over the place. I want to share my story, why I bring these women here. I joined Unpassive in June 2020, and my reason was to get a job, to work from home, because I have little children and I have to take care of these children and take care of those who are suffering back home. And when I got into Unpassive, I realized that it was not even about me, because I'm done the moment I signed in. I realized that Unpassive was all about what we are telling here this evening, about what people are going through. I live in the UK. If my children do not go to school and I don't give a tangible reason, I will go to court for it. Why should a child, they have more than 5 years are not going to school with no roof over their heads, with no parents, they will stand and watch their own parents being shot to death, and they don't have even food to eat to go to school. Please support us. We're in dire need. If you know why I can't sleep telling people about Unpassive, it is just because I know that the blessed hearts of every person who is a founding member of this community remember us, remember Amazonia. Our children are really suffering. We stand in the gap for every suffering child in the world. This thing is not only happening in our country, but we are facing it real life, and we know how it feels. Think about a refugee, think about an internally displaced person, think about widows and orphans, think about elderly people who are suffering in these conditions. You have them all over the world. I am going to pin the links through which you can click to support us on the comment section. Kindly come to our help. The needs are never being met because they are just many. Thank you so much for watching us, and thank you, sisters, for coming to share our plight to people. Please get a copy of Echoes of Women's Tears, and you'll have an idea of why we are here tonight. Once again, thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Bye.